there's one very specific principle in Chinese medicine that has anchored all of this, and that is almost like the superstructure of Chinese medicine, which is the principle of the three treasures. Has anyone heard of them? So in the West, when you're a doctor and you go to doctor school, you start learning anatomy, and you might learn about, how the different bones in the hand connect together. And then you learn about the legs, and there's a doctor for the heart, and there's a doctor for this. In the Chinese, the substructure is actually the three treasures, which is qi. Qi is the daily life force that we have. And they're called the three treasures because these are three treasures that literally nourish our well-being. But in Chinese medicine, well-being is not just a physical thing. If your well-being and what you're consuming with air, with water, with earth is not allowing you to increase your level of consciousness, then it's not really well-being. It's only material. And that does not serve the body as a whole, because the body as a whole is a vessel for the spirit. And that's why the Taoists, the sages, the saints, they were practicing herbalists, because they knew that the power of these plants and these allies in the plant universe were also serving their spiritual journey. And that's something I feel as women we really get. That wellness and embodiment and this whole coming back into our body and spirit is not just about coming back. Yes, there's a descent. You call the soul into the body. But at the same time, there's an ascent happening. For by coming into the body and opening the meridians in the body, greater levels of awareness, consciousness, peace, revelation, connection can happen. So the moment I read about how these three treasures and this Chinese structure really acknowledges that, I was like, I'm in. Whatever they're having, when you go somewhere and you're like, whatever that person's having, I'll have that. That was my feeling with that. So we started with qi, which is your daily energy. It's the energy you get from exercising, the energy you get from the food you eat, the air you breathe, the water you drink. It's this daily movement of energy or qi in the body. And so for most of us, wellness is qi. I eat well, I drink. But even there, we have so many layers to go into, because the air we breathe is not doing so well. The water we drink, as I mentioned, not doing so well. The foods we're eating, 99% GMOs. So we're in trouble when it comes to that energy moving in our bodies. And you might come and say, oh my God, waters. I'm all about the waters. I'm going to purify the waters of our world. You might come and be like, this food, no, we're going to go plant permaculture and go all organic. So there's space for so many things to evolve from that. And you might go, just for my own life, my own family, I want to find ways to balance what I'm nourishing my body with when it comes to what we talked before and these elements. And it's really important also that this awareness of the qi is recognized in the feminine perspective as cyclical. So it's fine if energy goes up and down. There's nothing wrong with us, because as we know, as women, we are cyclical, we are seasonal. But it's not fine if every day you are waking up exhausted. It's not fine if you don't have the energy to complete the work or the dreams you want to have. It's not fine if by 3 p.m. you're done. It means there's something in your qi, it's not your life force, because I'm going to get to the one that is your life force, in your daily energy, that is not fully aligned. The second treasure is the Jing. The Jing is the primordial life force. The Jing is almost like, imagine when you were born, there's a unit of energy that is at the tip of your spine. And any time in life where you've needed more than what your qi can give you, you're taking from your Jing. Jing also dictates your vitality, your longevity. So when you're taking care of your Jing, you are making sure you can live a long and healthy life. Because you have a lot of athletes, for example, who have a lot of qi, but really their bones, their circulation, everything is getting more and more tired. Their Jing is decreasing, even though they can have a lot of qi. And qi is qi. So Jing is something more primordial. It's almost like the reserve you have. And this is something that is so important to nourish, to recognize how is your Jing doing. And something I would like to go into deeper that I'm not going to go into today because I haven't fully understood at the depths is how a lot of these also connect with different organs in the body. So Jing, for example, is very connected to the kidney. So your kidney is holding this primordial life force. And if we're not aware what's going on inside with these systems, then of course, when we're 50 and 60 and getting tired and we can't walk anymore, and we see old people in their, like, not so oldish age, because the eldest generation, they actually had clean air, clean water, clean everything. They were doing well. It's just these past decades where things got really, I don't want to be a pessimist, but I think you get the vibe. So how do you nourish your Jing? This is another thing that the Chinese also wanted to explore, and an aspect of your life to see. How is your vitality, your longevity? Are you taking care of your system in a way today to make sure that in 50 years you still have life force? And I really love that because it acknowledges something. For example, if you have a lot of sex, great thing, go for it. I'm full on. But if you have a lot of sex and you're not replenishing, it's using a lot of your Jing energy. So that's why some of the herbs in the Chinese system, there's one, it's called like the honeymoon herb because they give it to people on their honeymoons because they need more Jing than they need Qi, right? And then the last one is a really beautiful one, which is Shen. Shen is spirit. Shen is soul. What I love about also how they look at it is they say our health and well-being depend on the harmonious dwelling of the spirit, which is Shen, in the heart. So they really acknowledge that the core of spirit resting, residing in the body is related to how the spirits are alive in your heart. So if you're feeling constant anger or sadness or thing, that means your Shen, your spirit, is not at peace. So they placed it in the heart, the spirit. So when they started to create systems for these thousands of years and test these herbs and really go into a whole discovery of what's available to us as medicine to be more alive, to be more healthy, to be more well-maintained. I mean, we maintain cars, but I feel in collective level of maintenance for our bodies and our spirits, we're not doing so well. So that's why we're here to see, okay, like, oh, there's levels of maintenance in the physical and spiritual body that I don't even know exist. And be open to that. Every single time we think we've completed something, oh, I'm a health coach, I know everything about everything. Well, you might find somebody like David Wolf that just completely blows you and blasts you out of your sphere of knowledge, and you're like, there's nothing I know, which is what he did to me. So the three treasures, they are what are applied in the Chinese practice of super tonics.